people who post NSFW pics on Reddit. Have you even been approached by a fan? If so, how did it go? A friend from high school, who I knew of but didn't know, DM'd me on Facebook letting me know that there was a website dedicated to identifying GW girls. They had most of my pictures, my full name, my hometown, state, and college. That was like 5 years ago and I haven't posted to GW since. I owe her a lot. Edit. Since so many have inquired, I'm not sure if the site is still active or not. The link I was sent was USA.anon-ib.ch. I'm sorry that my comment freaked so many people out, but it was very sobering for me. What the fuck? Do they not want any more Gone Wild posts? Because this is how you kill a sub like that. For some people it's not about the pics. It's about feeling like you have power over the person. Edit. For anyone unsure, I'm talking about the people that post this information, not necessarily people that view it, although that's not me condoning people that view it. I used to post NSFW pics on Tumblr. About a year after I deleted it, some girls at work found the pictures and sent them to everyone at my work. I had to have a very awkward conversation with my manager. Edit. To answer a couple of questions. The girls did get a talking to and had their probationary period extended, but nothing really came of it. My manager spoke to me about it, but I didn't get in trouble. I think the main reason she did was because she found out before I did and she thought I should know. The pictures had been reposted on other sites, etc., so I'm assuming they found them on one of those. Didn't really feel like asking them where they found them, monsieur. Why in Kentucky Fried Fuck is it your manager's business what you post on Tumblr? If anything, your co-workers should have been fired. I think she means that she had to go report it to the manager to get the situation resolved. I imagine it would be extremely awkward to have to do that. I used to sell my underwear, socks and stuff online during my college years. I hardly ever met with clients but met this guy, let's call him Jim, a couple of times in a coffee shop to hand him the package because we lived in the same city. Super quick transaction. Hi. Thanks. Have a good one. All was fine. Happened maybe 3 to 4 times. Always the same order. Fast forward to a couple years later. I was invited to a job interview. Got there. Met the CEO and we talked for a bit. Everything went great. I met a couple of other people and everyone seemed utterly lovely. At the end of the interview, CEO tells me to wait a bit because he wants me to meet the head of my future department. Well, Jim walks in. I probably wouldn't have recognized him if he hadn't acted all weird and pretty much fled the room. After like 30 seconds of awkward staring, I got a call later from him today. He apologized and said that he was looking forward to working with me. I ended up taking another offer. Still get texts from him from time to time asking if I'd still sell him stuff though. So, yeah, that was fun. Talk about an awkward encounter, and this is why I use the postal service for all your business needs. Edit. Thanks for the Silver Stranger and all the upvotes. Also, I do not support USPS or other mailing services for any reason, until you meet your new mailman, monsieur. I came across a girl on Tinder that I recognized from our Gone Wild. Turns out she lives somewhere in my neighborhood. I swiped right and got kind of obsessed with her for like a day but refused to DM her on Reddit about it. If she comes across my Tinder profile and likes what she sees, then it was meant to be. Edit. This kind of blew up, as unlikely as it may be. Thanks for all DMs, hoping to see my wiener on one of her posts one day. Most grown-up comment of this thread, likely. I happened to meet someone who showed me a list of his 4 favorite NSFW Tumblr blogs he followed. Mine was on the list. I am not sure if he actually recognized it was mine and I didn't reveal the fact on my own. He did, but was trying to tell you without telling you. For sure. How else would that come up in a random conversation? I stumbled across a girl I knew on GW. I only figured it out because some items went missing from our work, and later showed up in her pictures. I did not confront her about it. It felt creepy enough that I had figured it out, let alone asking her. Edit. Well, this blew up. I'm sure the kind lady is still an avid Redditor, which means she's likely seen this. Sorry bro. Hope you're doing well lol. I'm interested to know what was so recognizably stolen from work and had to be in her nude photos. Lol. Comically large jumbo Sharpies. Well, hold up, now I think we're gonna need to see just how big these Sharpies really were. I used to post maybe 5 or 6 years ago. A friend of mine on Facebook warned me he'd come across my photos on a separate forum. Monsieur people had taken them from Reddit and posted them on a forum dedicated to doxing women. They had my first and last name, and names of places, bars, etc. I commonly visited. I had to change up my entire life because I was terrified of being murdered or raped. Edit. I edited this into a comment further down but adding here to dissuade the crazy theories. I went back to look at the Facebook message. It's been 5 years so I didn't remember details. He knew about it because they were extorting his sister for $500 to take down their photos. So he was looking in the our area thread to see if he recognized anyone else to warn. It has been taken down. Greater than a forum dedicated to doxing women. Fucking why? What a spiteful thing to do. Let's keep in mind her friend was a member of this forum. Edit. Apparently my assumption to question why her friend was on this forum was way off. All the white knights here have convinced me he was only on that forum to help protect the other innocent girls. Grow up people. I'm not saying the guy was absolutely up to no good, but any semi-intelligent person has to go. Why were you there? Plot twist. He was the one who doxed her as part of the Dennis system, monsieur. I went on a date with someone from a dating site and while at dinner he proceeds to tell me he recognized me from Gone Wild and that's why he wanted to go out with me. It was very awkward after that, and we didn't have a second date. Edit. Some questions answered. Dude said the only reason he wanted to go out with me because I was on GW and then proceeded to keep asking questions about it despite me several times trying to change the subject. He didn't ask me anything else about myself and often hinted at wanting to be part of my pictures. When's the right time to mention seeing your date's nudes? Answer. I feel you could at any time as long as you don't make it a big deal. I think around the second or third date and just make it casual or funny depending on the person. Ideally, that person would mention it to you when it started getting serious to see if it made you uncomfortable. Why was it awkward if you posted the nudes? Did he not get a second date because he saw your nudes? Answer. It was awkward because he stated that's why he went out with me and then continued to talk about it. Despite me being clearly uncomfortable, I was younger then and didn't know how to handle these types of situations, so I just tried to change the subject. People say that honesty is the best policy, but there is such thing as being too honest. Yikes. Well, they probably would have done better not saying them being on Gone Wild is the only reason they wanted to go out. That's about as intelligent as saying, hey, just wanted to let you know I'm only going out with you cause you have big boobs. I used to take and post nudes in cosplay. Full-on cosplay smut to satisfy people's fetishes and fantasies. It was fun and I got mildly known in certain niche fandoms. But since I'm not American, one was sure nobody would know who I was in real life. Until one day I went to a con wearing one of my latest cosplays and I ran into a group of cosplayers from the same series one was doing. One of the girls went, "Oh, you look like a guy the first follow. He do nudes and stuff. Funny, right?" Quote. Like fully thinking it was a coincidence. I later told them that, yeah, that was me. Edit. I'm gay. Getting recognized by a girl was not fun since there's not much I can do there. Also, yeah, I wish I still had those pics, but they got lost between me changing laptops a lot and Tumblr. erasing all adult content. I'm sure somebody must have saved them, but yeah, this is completely unrelated, but by clicking your profile I found artworm memes and that has completely made my morning. I am cracking up so much, so thank you. I had always really struggled with body image stuff and didn't want anyone to look at me for the most part. I found this app called Mobly, which was essentially Instagram for dick pics. I had lost a few pounds and decided to take a leap into the deep end and post a few things since I got to control who could see my private pics through a request, except Monsieur one was a photo of me in my underwear. Someone apparently stole that and posted it on Tumblr. I'm kind of a stocky, fat, hairy guy with a beard, so I never imagined that happening, but I met someone at a party weeks later that recognized me from it. He told me he saw me there and I felt sick. I asked him if he remembered where, so he found the post and sent a link, and there I was facing all with the camera situated to put my junk all in the viewer's face. It had been reblogged like 700 times already, including by some magazines specific to guys like me. Apparently, this is legitimately a huge fear of mine and the reason I will not take pics of myself even for my wife. Lol. Besides, the point of these pics is to create sexual arousal. If I sent them to my wife, they would have the opposite effect. Not in person, but lots of people from my hometown know and have messaged me saying they appreciate my pics, which is definitely code for saying they masturbated to the monsieur. I'm totally okay with it, though. I mean, that's why I post. Bless you. Oh, that wasn't a sneeze. Still need a tissue. I found a girl on Gone Wild I knew in high school. Found from that picture she did some professional nude modeling. Never told her I knew. Didn't see a point in telling her. Good for you. I feel like people who bring the kind of stuff up are usually trying to get something out of it. Late, mostly. Years back, there was a stripper in town that I recognized from a Lil Wayne video. She was actually surprised that I knew that. Nice girl. Hope she's doing well. Oddly wholesome. I don't understand Reddit's algorithm sometimes. This post, an hour old with only approximately 5 comments, is on the front page. Maybe Reddit is becoming a sentient entity and it wants to know the answers for itself. It was kinda cute. I was at a coffee shop and she approached me, asking about the book I was reading. I could tell something else was on her mind. I expected some pyramid scheme pitch, but she casually asked if I posted on Reddit and if I was the username I used at the time. It threw me off guard, like my real-life hit with this anonymous world. But she turned out to be super nice and we ended up dating for a few months. I think she had an abnormal amount of self-confidence and most people wouldn't approach. Edit, I'm a woman. I sold my used yoga pants to the fan. Best $37.50 I ever spent. Thanks again for the smooth transaction. I still have some bathwater on sale if you're interested. Is it diet bathwater? Trying to watch my figure. Yes, I call it Ode to Guy 00. How people are able to recognize others like this is beyond me. I am barely able to remember most of my extended family. Same goes for people I knew from years ago in school or work. I just seem unable to match faces with people, personalities. Maybe you'd remember your extended family better if you'd seen their buttholes. I posted a fully clothed weight loss photo and was inundated with requests to join NSFW subs in. Post nudes. Reddit be thirsty. At least now you know you aren't ugly. People who post NSFW pics on Reddit, please comment on this so I can have new spank material. I've clicked on more usernames in this thread than I should admit. I like how high up this is despite having no relevant answers. I was approached by a guy on Tinder. He sent me a link to my profile and asked if it was me. I said yes and he immediately started begging for a date. I said no and he started to get threatening. He was like 40 and I was 18. I didn't know I could restrict age and don't remember swiping him. I told him if he ever contacted me again I would go to the police and unmatched blocked hi monsieur. The week before I finished college, I saw him interviewing to be an IT support guy. I'm so glad I finished when I did. Word of advice for anyone who finds themselves in similar situations. Update your campus security on anyone in your life that acts like this to you and give them pictures if possible. The college will add it to their database and restrict them from being on campus or around you, and most definitely would refuse to hire them, monsieur. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.